welcome to Eye on Paulsboro, a brand new show. We're actually on a reasonable taping schedule every Tuesday, every 2 weeks, and we actually kept it this 2-week cycle. Remember, we're doing pretty good.
John, we are, except, Wednesday is my hairdo day, but thank God my granddaughter did it for me today.
I'm thinking about tonight for myself, by the way.
Well, John, yes.
We have got a loaded program, and Fred and Amy tell me that we had a ton of Paulsboro Day footage that was shot not long ago. So we're going to work that in as the show goes on. We know you're going to enjoy it. So maybe when we go to break, those guys are going to figure it out. They're magicians at that. So enjoy the breaks as we go to it, and we'll be back from Weiss's True Value Hardware store on Broad Street, a fun place to visit. We'll be right back.
Multi-policy discount, paperless discount, paid in full discount, homeowners discount, safe driver discount, chipmunk family reunion, someone stole the nuts, squirrel jail, justice.
Countless discounts. Now that's progressive. Call or click today.
Thinking about a new appliance or an LCD TV? Don't think twice. Think Weiss. Weiss True Value has a full line of LCD TVs plus a great variety of appliances. And of course, hardware items like TrueTest paints, Master Mechanic tools, electrical supplies, key duplicating, and Rug Doctor rentals. And for repairs on screens and windows, look no further. Weiss True Value, from making keys to selling appliances and LCD TVs. Don't think twice. Think Weiss. 39 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
For everything, there's a season, and a time for everything under heaven. A time for sharing, a time for caring, a time for remembering, and a time for parting. When that time arrives, let Beth McBride Foley and Thomas D. Foley at the McBride Foley Funeral Home help you in your time of need. Offering a wide variety of funeral services from cremation to traditional, McBride Foley Funeral Home has been helping families with the loss of a loved one with over 50 years of combined service. McBride Foley Funeral Home, 228 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
And welcome back to Eye on Paulsboro. As I mentioned at the top of the show, we are at Weiss's True Value Hardware on Broad Street in Paulsboro, a place that many of you are familiar with. We certainly are. I live across the street. And a place that's been in business in one or two locations in Paulsboro continuously, maybe the oldest continuous retail business in Gloucester County, if not the oldest, certainly close to it. Phil Weiss is here. He follows in his father's footsteps and other family members' footsteps to run this business. Anyone who's been here knows what the service is like. I look across Phil and I don't see your father. So I look to the office, I don't see your mother. But you're here, and the legacy lives.
Yes, thank you again for shooting the show from here, as always. And I think this might be the first show since my dad passed.
It could be, Phil.
But we have a great staff here, and that's why we're still here, and the loyal customers that we have from the surrounding towns in Paulsboro. My wife in the office, and we're in a great location. We're very lucky to be here.
And Phil, you have some notes to go to, but the obvious thing as people look around and we look at our neighboring towns, local hardware stores go by the wayside, unfortunately, because big box competition. But you seem to have found a place that this store and what you're selling and the service you're delivering fits. Yes,
we're fortunate to have the schools in the area, the neighboring towns and the Paulsboro folks, and we're in a great spot. And we try to take care of everybody, friendly, good prices, and lots of help.
And interesting mailers from time to time. So, the True Value system gives you a product line that you can compete.
They do. They give us a lot of support. We can choose circulars and different sections of circulars we want to put out. And it builds traffic. It does.
Phil, it helps. Now, you got a list to work from. So part of the reason we're here, Weiss True Value has been a loyal sponsor of this show since the show was conceived a long time ago. So we like to get with the sponsors once in a while so they can say hello to all of you, remind you that they're here. So, Phil, you got a list, odds and ends.
Yes, the first one is a very intelligent person had screamed at me for a couple years to bring in water.
I have no idea. Intelligent would not be the word I would use.
So we do a 5-gallon bottle water exchange, and we also sell the cooler if you need that as well. I think that's $6.99 with an empty. We do propane exchange. We've been doing that for quite a number of years now, and that's been great. Screen and window repair. You can bring either one in year-round. We'll take care of it. We have a color matching computer for paint. You bring in a swatch the size of a quarter or bigger, and we'll match the color. We've been doing that for years also.
Yeah, and the paint, by the way, the True Value, which is not called TrueTest anymore, correct? It's a different name.
Correct. It's called Easy Care. We have our own, when I say we, True Value, our own paint factory in Chicago, and it's owned by all the members that have True Value stores. So the quality is there, and we're able to keep the prices down as well.
The quality is excellent. We use it at the studio. I mean, we use hundreds of gallons a year, and I'm telling you, the paint quality stands up against anything.
Mm-hmm. One of the last things I want to speak about is we have been carrying for the last probably 4 or 5 months LED bulbs that are 50 cents a bulb. And
The hell is that, Mike?
There's nothing wrong with the bulbs. They're brand new. There is a program through the New Jersey State Clean Energy that subsidizes the cost of the bulbs. The push is for everyone to be energy efficient and use LED bulbs in their homes. So we've gone through over 800 bulbs.
Wow.
And we have more coming because it's very popular. And for 50 cents for an LED bulb, you can't beat it.
Phil, I've been buying. What I can't figure out, I have LED lights all over the house. My electric bill is as high as it used to be, so I can't figure any of this stuff out, but I have LED lights everywhere.
The last thing is our hours are Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5:30, and Saturday, 8:30 to 4. I just wanted to let you know that on Monday, September 30th, and on Wednesday, October 9th, we will be closed for a religious holiday.
Yeah, very good, Phil. But you forgot to mention appliances. The Weiss family had been in the appliance business in a big way, still is. We buy from here because Phil makes the price right and you deliver.
We just delivered a refrigerator to the second floor in town, and I'm feeling it. But appliances was on my list. I just happened to skip over it, so I appreciate you mentioning it. Thank you. Yeah. We're able to keep our prices down. We don't necessarily advertise the appliances. We have low overhead, and myself and another helper do the deliveries. So
Yeah, and Phil, they're not light. They're not light. Now, on the oddball things, my glasses, which I'm not wearing, they're here. They're somewhere. They're here. All right, Phil, this is a test because, you don't think twice, think Weiss. I'm missing my pad on my glass.
you have to go to an eyeglass store for that.
I thought you had repair kit.
Actually, I do have repair kits. Yeah, right.
See, he didn't remember. I thought.
Yeah, I do have repair kits. I'll have to see if that pad is the right size for you.
I'm going to get my glasses fixed before the end of the show happens because I'm at Weiss's True Value Hardware store on Broad Street in Paulsboro. By the way, parking is easy, and when you park here, you're going to be much closer to his front door than you would be at Home Depot. Stay with us. We're coming right back.
Life is a journey that we travel with a lot of uncertainty. When your family is faced with change and you're in need of understanding, direction, honesty, and professionalism, we at the Landolfi Funeral Home have a tradition of assisting you with all of your needs in any way that we can. We offer many affordable funeral services. Please feel free to call us with any questions you may have or visit us at www.landolfifuneralhome.com.
Rizzo Family Chiropractic Center in Gibbstown offers pain relief with a difference. Using specific chiropractic adjustments, Rizzo Family Chiropractic will get to the root of your problem quickly. Bring your headaches, neck, back, joint, or limb pain to Dr. Karen Rizzo. If you have recurring pain, chiropractic can help. Rizzo Family Chiropractic can relieve many sources of pain without extended treatment and ongoing therapy. Give your family the gift of caring professional pain relief with a difference. Rizzo Family Chiropractic.
Come on down Route 55 to the Millville Airport. Visit Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms, a gun shop with a woman's touch. Buying, selling, and trading firearms and military items, especially seeking World War II, German, Japanese, and American items. Buying single items or entire collections. That's Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms at the Millville Airport. 21 Peterson Street, next to the Glasstown Brewing Company.
And welcome back. We continue our program. This segment from Weiss's True Value Hardware store in Paulsboro. With me now is a friend and actually my partner in the New Jersey State Legislature, former Gloucester County freeholder, resident of Woolwich, but above all, a friend to many people, Adam Taliaferro. Although this is not a political visit, we are at a point in the calendar as we tape this that we're one day past the 19th anniversary when Adam suffered a split-second injury at Ohio Stadium as a freshman, correct? You're a freshman playing for Joe Paterno's Penn State team, and just a fluke injury that caused him to be injured. But what followed was a story that really is inspirational to many people. Adam, of course, is very humbled about it. But we welcome Adam to the show. Adam, first of all, thank you for taking a moment to stop by. You're having your 19th anniversary of the injury, but the story is not the injury. For you, for many people to follow you, the story is how you handled it, your family support, how well you've done, and now you've continued to work with your foundation to help others.
Yeah, you know, I was 17 years old when I had that injury, and to go back 19 years, it feels like it was yesterday for me. And the thing that I tell people all the time, the injury was the bad part, but the life lessons that I learned going through that injury were priceless. Really taught me to appreciate just every day. Every day is a blessing for me. There's no longer bad days. There's some days that are better than others, but it's been a blessing to be surrounded by great people like yourself that really helped me get to where I'm at today. And for that, I'm thankful. 19 years, people are still looking out for me.
Oh, Adam, I think you look out for a lot of people as well. And by the way, he had the same haircut 19 years ago. I think that you've touched a great number of lives. Hands-on, your foundation work. You've told me as a football player or a sports person could be injured across the country. It's not unusual for you to get a phone call. Yeah, I mean, the foundation was created back in 2001 because when I had my injury, the thought was I'd never walk again. So the Penn State and my high school football coach, Larry Ginsburg, created a foundation for my lifetime care because they thought I'd be in a wheelchair the rest of my life. But when I regained movement, got up to being an independent person again, we realized I don't need these funds, but there's a lot of people out there that do. So we created the foundation called the Adam Taliaferro Foundation to provide emotional and financial support to really anyone that has a spinal cord injury or any type of catastrophic injury where their life changes and they need some help. It's a big deal, and it's a big help. And I have to sense that for a family that has this sudden thing happen to them, having someone to talk to makes a big difference. Yeah, you know, the unfortunate thing about these injuries is when they happen, you feel like you're all alone. You think you're the only person in the world that goes through these injuries, and it not only affects the individual going through it, but the family as well. So we try to provide that support to the parents, to the caregivers. So for me, talking directly to that person, saying, hey, you know, I had the same injury. You know, I couldn't move at all. You're going to get a lot of bad news, but let me tell you about some good news. And the thing that one of the most important things we do is when you have these injuries, there's a lot of costs associated with the injuries. And unfortunately, insurance doesn't always cover those costs. So we try, when insurance steps out, our foundation tries to step in, whether it's creating a ramp or making a home wheelchair accessible, providing transportation for people. And for me, it's a labor of love because I know there are a lot of people that were there for me, and if we can be there for someone to make their life a little bit easier going through these type of injuries, we're doing our job. Adam, it's a big success story. You mentioned a name that's familiar to Paulsboro and Woodbury people watching this show, and that's Larry Ginsburg, who, of course, we knew coaching Woodbury, some fine Woodbury teams we saw here in Paulsboro and at Woodbury in those games. But he was Adam's head coach at Eastern, correct? Yeah, Coach Ginsburg came over to us from Woodbury, and it's just really neat hearing about all the stories from when he coached down in Dover and he came up here to Woodbury, and I know he had some fantastic teams. And then coming over to Eastern, we were in the wishbone offense, and it was very, very old school. And I graduated from high school in the year 2000, his last year coaching, and remain friends with him to this day, and he's a person that really had a profound impact on my life. Everything connects, doesn't it? Absolutely. You know, that's the thing that's really, brings a smile to my face because I would have never in a million years thought I'd be standing here with you. I mean, I remember hearing about Paulsboro growing up and all the great Paulsboro football teams, and standing here with the former mayor is just it's just weird how things happen like that. He's just the best. And by the way, let me close on this. I'm with Adam a lot because of the work we do, myself, he, and Steve Sweeney. And I tell people often that I've never been with Adam on a day when he wasn't happy and smiling. You talk about a person that appreciates life. There's a great lesson in that for all of us as well. Stay with us. We're coming right back.
Thinking about a new appliance or an LCD TV? Don't think twice. Think Weiss. Weiss True Value has a full line of LCD TVs plus a great variety of appliances. And of course, hardware items like TrueTest paints, master mechanic tools, electrical supplies, key duplicating, and rug doctor rentals. And for repairs on screens and windows, look no further. Weiss True Value, from making keys to selling appliances and LCD TVs. Don't think twice. Think Weiss. 39 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
For everything, there's a season, and a time for everything under heaven. A time for sharing, a time for caring, a time for remembering, and a time for parting. When that time arrives, let Beth McBride Foley and Thomas D. Foley at the McBride Foley Funeral Home help you in your time of need. Offering a wide variety of funeral services from cremation to traditional, McBride Foley Funeral Home has been helping families with the loss of a loved one with over 50 years of combined service. McBride Foley Funeral Home, 228 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
Multi-policy discount, paperless discount, paid in full discount, homeowners discount, safe driver discount, chipmunk family reunion, someone stole the nuts, squirrel jail, justice.
Countless discounts. Now that's progressive. Call or click today.
With me now is Andy Lovell. He is the Chief of Emergency Medical Services, Gloucester County. And for those residents of Gloucester County, we have a countywide ambulance service. And I have to say, if there's ever a place where tax money should go to work at, it's in providing these kinds of services. I know as my father was ill and a couple times we needed help, the EMS of Gloucester County was really outstanding, not only fast in response, but their professional demeanor and compassion that the employees bring forward, I think people find well served. So Andy, welcome. The reason we wanted to have you come on, first of all, you hadn't visited with us. You may have been with us, or maybe the freeholders were when this started some years ago. But now, as you continue to figure deployment and how you handle the county, you now have an ambulance. Are they even called ambulances anymore? They may be called something different now.
No, they're ambulances.
Are they still ambulances?
They're still ambulances.
You're in the old Paulsboro Volunteer Ambulance Association building on Broad Street.
Correct. We have 15 stations spread throughout the county. We serve 21 municipalities out of the 24, proudly including the borough of Paulsboro.
Yeah, early on.
And early adopter there. And we staff the station right here in Paulsboro 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I think the beauty of what we do, though, is the fact that we start and our crews start and end their days in a station, but we deploy them and redeploy them all throughout the day.
Really?
So the huge benefit of that is if there's a call going on right here in Broad Street in Paulsboro, we'll actually move another crew over to, say, the 295 border. So if there's a second call, another crew's there just as quickly as the first crew was. And candidly, if you're the second patient, you don't really care about the first crew. You want service in a hurry. So that's one of the things that we pride ourselves on, is that we do that deployment all day long, around the clock, and it all goes on in the background. And to be honest, most of the taxpayers and certainly our patients appropriately are not aware that that's even going on.
Well, when it's needed, it's a very important part of a person's life at that moment. When my father was a volunteer fireman, the ambulance was a stretched Cadillac or a stretch Oldsmobile, and Pete Neesner, another fireman, they used to refer to them as meat wagons. It's such a term, right? But the idea was you picked them up and you picked the person up just to get them to the hospital. But Andy, these vehicles that you're rolling now are almost a hospital on wheels.
They are, and in fact, we do a lot of things that nobody else certainly in the area in the state does. We have a really interesting program we've just started called MD1. Every Tuesday we have emergency medicine physicians out responding to calls with our crews. So we truly bring the hospital right to the patient's bedside. So that's just one of the many unique things that we do, and that's how EMS has evolved over many, many years. I mean, we're a relatively young industry compared to the fire service, but we've still been around EMS as an industry for coming up on 50 years, so we're starting to hit our mark, I think.
Oh, it's a big deal. Now tell me, often I'll see one of the Gloucester County vehicles making their way down the highway and see it trailed by a hospital vehicle. And I think even in my father's case, maybe one time in Spear, I had sent a support vehicle too. Who triggers that call?
Those are the paramedics that are under the current regulation location, are limited only to acute care hospitals holding a certificate of need, and that's triggered at the 911 call, depending upon the complaint or potential complaint of the patient. There are 14 things that we consider to be high acuity: chest pain, shortness of breath, neurological distress, diabetic emergencies, those kind of things that trigger an ALS and a BLS dispatch. So you get the paramedics, plus you'll get us. Lower acuity things, slip and fall, headache, I feel nauseous, that kind of stuff, will get strictly a BLS dispatch. But either way, you're always going to get an ambulance from Gloucester County EMS. Some of the times you'll actually get a paramedic along with it. And as I say, recently there's a very high likelihood you'll even get a physician along with us riding in the field.
I think it's just a wonderful service, and it's such an important service.
One of the things that we pride ourselves on and that we really try and instill into all of our employees right from the first day of orientation is that, candidly, the only person that matters in the EMS system is our patient, is the guy that's on the stretcher. And we teach our folks that if they take care of the patient the way that they would want their own family member taken care of, they'll always do the right thing. So we really pride ourselves on the fact that we try and provide not only great medical care, but we try and provide great empathy and great customer service as well.
I think you're having success. I can tell you firsthand. Our family was always grateful in that time of need when we needed you. Your people were there, and had just great demeanor about them too.
Well, and that's what our job is. As one of the things that I've always felt, and I think a lot of people feel, is that our job is, as government, our job is to go out and take care of the taxpayer. And the taxpayer defines what that is. So we try and evolve and change and keep up with all the latest technology so we can provide great EMS to the folks that are looking for care.
I think you're having success.
Well, thanks.
We visited with Andy Lovell talking about the medical emergency services, Gloucester County, the fine job they're doing. Hopefully you don't have to have them at your door, but in those occasions when you need help, I think you're going to find that you're going to get it in a way that you'd want your family served. Stay with us. We're coming right back.
Life is a journey that we travel with a lot of uncertainty. When your family is faced with change and you're in need of understanding, direction, honesty, and professionalism, we at the Landolfi Funeral Home have a tradition of assisting you with all of your needs in any way that we can. We offer many affordable funeral services. Please feel free to call us with any questions you may have or visit us at www.landolfifuneralhome.com.
Rizzo Family Chiropractic Center in Gibbstown offers pain relief with a difference. Using specific chiropractic adjustments, Rizzo Family Chiropractic will get to the root of your problem quickly. Bring your headaches, neck, back, joint, or limb pain to Dr. Karen Rizzo. If you have recurring pain, chiropractic can help. Rizzo Family Chiropractic can relieve many sources of pain without extended treatment and ongoing therapy. Give your family the gift of caring professional pain relief with a difference. Rizzo Family Chiropractic.
Come on down Route 55 to the Millville Airport. Visit Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms, a gun shop with a woman's touch. Buying, selling, and trading firearms and military items, especially seeking World War II, German, Japanese, and American items. Buying single items or entire collections. That's Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms at the Millville Airport, 21 Peterson Street, next to the Glasstown Brewing Company.
And welcome back. We're heading into Community Notes. We're still at Weiss's True Value Hardware store. Before we get into Community Notes, Amy was able to get out and get some footage of the second house being demolished. You saw footage of the one next to the library. What a difference that has made. This house being torn down is the one that opposite Second Baptist Church near Ladenstacker School. Another spot that just, now that that's down, opens it wide up. And we are told that the kids enjoyed watching a house be demolished and the equipment working. And Amy tells me there was some Facebook activity wondering about feral animals inside of these homes. The contractor was required to bring animal control in to make sure that there were no feral animals in these houses. So when they came down, no one was injured except maybe a bug or two. That was by design. But this program that the municipality is on, these two particular houses done with a cooperative agreement with the Gloucester County Improvement Authority, Gloucester County Board of Chosen Freeholders, the Paulsboro Borough Council on these two particular houses. This stuff really makes a difference. So when you drive by out towards Ladenstacker, that beautiful school really stands out. So it's progress, and as the mayor says, that's really what we have to have, and that's good momentum. So 2 houses down, more blight to go away. Irma?
John, it was wonderful. And thank you to the county, and thank you to everyone. Happy birthdays to Wayne Paulson, Anita Evans, Kay Ruggie, Trish Doak, Dolly Carter, Brittany Williams, Santina Marina, Trevor Suter, Tony Gentile-Ware, Bill Bramwell Sr., Al Hone, Brandon Armstrong, Trevor Wagle, Edie Emerson, Debbie Justice, Patty Hunt, Beth Ann Smith, Ed Gentile, Barbara Cucinato, and Virginia Given. And I have a special birthday, John. Happy birthday to Irma Candle, who is now residing in Shady Lane. She will be 99 years old next Friday, the 4th.
She's the mayor of Shady Lane.
Well, yeah, she told her grandson, you might be the mayor of Paulsboro, I'm mayor of Shady Lane. Everybody knows the other Irma. So, okay, John, I just want everybody to know, homecoming is October the 26th. It starts with the parade at 9:30, tailgating immediately following the parade in the PHS gym, and we usually have food and scopes there with this Hawaiian group. Football game at 12:30, and afterwards, everyone is invited to the post-game reception at St. Michael's. It'll be cash bar. They'll have food. It's just to come. It's homecoming. Come back to Paulsboro.
Really good idea.
It's a great idea. Oyster and ham dinner. Our friends at St. Paul's Methodist Church on Broad Street, Saturday, October 19th. Takeouts 22. Sit down is 24. Seatings are 3, 4, and 5. Call Donna 423-5345. And St. Paul's is also having a trunk and treat, John. Thursday, October 31st, 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at the church parking lot. We all get our cars together. We decorate them, and our kids in town can come and get as much candy as they want. Their parents will love them. Fall Festival at St. Paul's, Saturday, November the 9th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Homemade crafts, food for sale. Please call Joan at 423-0185. There are still tables. And St. Paul's again, Feed My Sheep, the last Wednesday of every month from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the Church Fellowship Hall. This is Paulsboro Health.
They are wonderful, by the way. We got 30 seconds.
Class of 1979, don't forget your 40th class reunion on October 26th. You're going to have a float in the parade, and it's homecoming. John, I want everybody to come to Paulsboro for that homecoming, October 26th.
I think considering the unfortunate rash of injuries on the football team, Glenn Howard may be playing quarterback at that game. So just stay tuned. Hopefully the kids get better real soon. Irma, that's going to do it.
John, go be great. See you on Broad Street and get better, Gabe.
Until next time.